See what you got here with your comet theory again, scientists. Where did the comets and asteroids get water? And how do you think that they could give planet Earth enough water? If if planet Earth was a dry, barren planet, all that water would have dried up. Where did the asteroids and comets, how did they get water? I'm watching this video again of scientists saying, now it is it's a good possibility that a lot of those comets and stuff did hit planet Earth and did deposit water minerals and stuff. But that is not going to be sufficient enough to create an ocean, and then continue to be. It would have dried up by now. All those comets and all that water would have dried up. If this was a dry, barren land, all that water would have dried up. No, what proves it is condensation. Heat, a containment of heat and cold, which is you have the planet Earth, which is the containment of heat, and then you have outer space, which is the cold. And what happened is, by the time the moon hits planet Earth and then reforms planet Earth and the moon, the solar system would have been cool enough by then that condensation would have been able to be. Condensation then was able to create water. Earth was able to create condensation from the heat of the planet cooling again from the collision of the moon and Earth. Then both of those, and that's why you also have water on the moon. But the moon is a lot smaller and has no heat to create the condensation to continue an atmosphere. So it does have a very limited atmosphere so you can bounce and walk on, but it does not have enough to create heat, a containment of heat that would still be today. That's why the moon is dry and dusty. That's why Mars is dry and dusty, because Mars does not have an atmosphere that could contain the heat and the coldness for that condensation to continue to create water that is now today it's gone. Whatever condensation it did create, it's frozen underground somewhere, or it's absolutely dried up and gone. Just like asteroids or comets or whatever. What happened? How did they get water? Because they condensation. It was very hot. Then while it cooled, it had so much of an atmosphere before it totally cooled down that it created condensation that created the water. Then that then it froze and became a comet or became the asteroid or whatever. That's where the water came from, smart guys. Yeah, sure, there could have been a lot of comets and asteroids. We know they hit planet Earth, but that's not the existence here. Is that continuing to happen? No. So then there's condensation, which is the proof and the facts that we know that there's water here of a containment of heat, and the outer is cold that then creates condensation, water. So then you get water from that. Just like the planet Earth continues its condensation of heat and cold. And it has caves of heat and cold. And in a cave, it drips water. Why does it drip water? Because you have heat, containment, and you have the cold, which is dark. And then you get water that drips. It's proven facts. I don't know why I'm seeing a video again about them talking about asteroids providing planet Earth with the water that it has. There's no possible way that many asteroids could have made this water, and that water would have just dried up. It makes no sense. It's like asking where God came from and not having an answer. You know what I'm saying? And I told you, you know where God came from? God came from asteroids and comets, y'all, because they have no answer for it.